Hello, today I will be explaining my own model of communication, but before I do that, I just want to say, despite how complex the conversation process can be with all these many factors that goes into it, we as human beings have this special ability to converse effortlessly to other people. And I think that is very amazing, and I'm very thankful that we all have that. So far, we have learned three models. The first one is transmission. This is the basic direct type in where there's a sender and a receiver, and the message is being sent only one way. Then we have the interaction model in where it incorporates a feedback loop that lets the other person know how he's doing, depending on what the recipient is reacting to what he's saying. And we have the transaction model, which uses a communicator, which acts as both sender and receiver. For today, I have prepared my own model to better illustrate right here. If you take a closer look, my message here goes both ways to both communicators, and that signals that message is not only going one way, but it's going both ways. Then I also added noise because either communicator might experience noise when sending his message to the other communicator. The same concept applies to the feedback loop. And just like the interaction model, it lets the other person know how he's doing and he might change it based on how the conversation is going. And then in the four corners right here, I have physical, cultural, psychological, and social. And a good example of a physical factor would be cold or hot weather, in where the communicator might be affected by this and the conversation might be cut short because he feels uncomfortable in this kind of weather. A good example of a psychological factor would be nervousness or anxiety, in where the communicator may not be able to transmit his message how he intended it to be transmitted because of the nervousness. And then we have cultural factors. A good cultural factor would be the okay side. For example, here in America, that means you're fine, but in other countries, that might be interpreted the other way. For example, in Brazil, this sign actually means the equivalent of a middle finger. So that's very bad, and you have to take that into consideration depending on who you're talking to. And then finally, we have the social factors, and this can be unstated or stated rules, in where most of these rules we grew up learning from our parents or other people, friends and family. And this can be don't lie to other people, greet other people when they greet you, say thank you when someone compliments you. So those are all examples, and they play a factor into the conversation process. To conclude, I just want to say that the conversation process can be very complex, and obviously there is many models out there that explain this. But at the end of the day, I believe that there is no right or wrong model. Thank you.